A few years ago, I made a video talking about how much I love Dark Souls 3, but not only what it meant to me as a content creator, but what it meant to me as a person.
Basically, what I want to talk about is the journey that I went through and like my final thoughts on Dark Souls 3. I'm not doing a review, but this is just...
God, that was 7 years ago. Got a full beard, though. Don't look good, though. Got a long head of hair. No longer using a headset to talk. Remember those days? You're an OG if you remember. In that video, like, I talked about, like, how much it meant to me as a content creator and, like, the friends that I made and, like, you know, the community that I've developed and how much of a fan it has made me going forward, how much it's influenced me as a person. But one of the games I don't talk about on the channel is Resident Evil. Especially, like, how much that has actually influenced my life. Because Dark Souls 3, like, after I played it, like, it made me a fan, right? So, like, I played Dark Souls 3, and I was like, let me see what this other one's about. I played, you know, Bloodborne, Sekiro, Dark Souls 1. I never played 2. I own it, but I still need to play it. Elden Ring, like, all this, like, and even the Soulsborne clones. Like, I played almost all of them. Like, it's made me a fan. But Resident Evil, I feel like, is more impactful on my life. Because Resident Evil was... I can look like on my channel and I can pinpoint where I was in my life with every single Let's Play that I did of Resident Evil. Resident Evil 7, I just moved out of my parents' house. Like, maybe, I think it might have been, no, it was 20, when did Resident Evil 7 come out? No, okay, wow, I was a year off. But Resident Evil 7, like, I was moved out for a year. And it was the first horror game that I'm thinking of that I played on my channel.
Oh!
That was the Let's Play where I was, like, clearly trying to copy people, like, with my thumbnails and stuff like that. Like, I think I just straight up, like, I wasn't as talented as, like, all the other bigger YouTubers, but, like, the first, like, thumbnail was, like, me. I straight up just copied Markiplier. I'm gonna be honest with you. 100%. I just copied him. That is a Let's Play that, like, even to this day, has one of my favorite moments in it.
Mama?
And in that game, like, it's more impactful to me because, like, it was the first horror game that, like, I think it's the first horror game that I played on the channel. I actually was, like, genuinely terrified. So much so, in fact, that there's an episode called Too Spooky for Me, where I'm like, guys, I need to stop playing this. Like, oh, I'm at the end of the video. No, I was fucking scared. I was just scared. And I had to, like, look up what was going to happen. I've done that in every Resident Evil. Except for Requiem. I didn't do that with Requiem. Requiem, I had to actually, like, pause the game and be like, what the hell am I supposed to do here? It was the one with the kids. And, like, when you would, like, hide under the table and you had to, like, leave the hallway, the game wasn't froze. I just needed to turn around. That was on me. But I didn't look up what happened after that. So then, like, after 7, I was like, maybe there's... Because I played 6 before. And I was like, 6, I was like, this is not I heard Resident Evil spooky. Why is this not spooky? Where's my scary stuff? And then after that, I played the remake of 2. And I played the remake of 2 on the channel.
Can I shoot his hat off?
And I think the remake of 2, I don't think it was the first time I live streamed, but it was definitely, like, I did the finale. And I was like, okay, like, I like live streaming. And then, like, I did Resident Evil 8 on the channel.
The headphones really gives it a harrowing, a different experience. Oh.
And then, like, that Resident Evil is, like, so, like, impactful to me. And, like, every step of my life, there's been a Resident Evil game that's came out. And it's just crazy to me that, like, I never talk about it with you guys. And how much I love it. I love the franchise. Like, it's just so, just something, like, it's you know, it's campy, it's hokey, but, like, just something about these ordinary people. I mean, it gets to a point where, like, you know, Chris is punching boulders, but, like, the reason I like 7 so much is you're just a guy. And you're just a guy, and you're like, my wife is in Louisiana. And they're like, your wife's dead. I'm like, No, she's not. So Ethan just goes down to Louisiana and it just goes through a night of hell. And then you find out he's like mold, and that's how he's able to piece himself back together. But 8, we're not going to talk about 8 right now. Other than Big Tall Lady. And then Requiem came out just a week or two ago at the time I'm recording this. And Requiem, I genuinely think I'm a couple days from playing it, right? The stream happened like a couple days ago, so I haven't touched it since then. And I genuinely think it's my favorite Resident Evil. Like, I'm not joking. Like, it's not recency bias. It's that good. Like, the story, I like the story a lot. Like, I think the story is really good. The emotional toll, the one thing I talk to people about it is, like, I feel like, because I never played, like, Dark Chronicles or anything like that. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know the lore of Resident Evil. I really don't. Like, I know, like, the tidbits and the important information. But, like, if someone was like, oh, the Umbrella Corporation was founded in 1875 with Miranda, this person, and I was like, I'm not going to know that stuff. Like, I know Umbrella bad. And I know Leon, cool. Claire, where's she at? Jill, she's somewhere else. Chris, handsome. The one thing about Requiem that I really liked is that they dealt with the emotional toll that Leon went through with Resident Evil 2. Like, they kind of talk about it in the remake in the beginning where he's, like, sitting in the car and he's like, man, I don't know if I can get over it. And then they don't talk about it. And I know that's, like, it's more told in the story of 4 where he's, like, reason why he's so adamant about saving Ashley is he's like, I don't want this to happen again. But I just played 4 recently, and they don't address that. Like, Leon doesn't have a moment where it's like, can't happen again. But in Requiem, they do. In Requiem, there's a moment when Leon is in the kendo gun shop, and he looks at, and I wish I would have given it, like, the moment, because I didn't piece it together, because it's been so long since I played 2. You go into the gun shop, and you see the note that you were given from 2, and, to the whole thing was like Kendo's daughter was infected. And Leon's like, we got to put her down. And the guy was like, no, it's my daughter. What can you tell us? You're a cop. Why aren't you helping us? And, he takes his daughter inside. And presumably the daughter kills him. So we don't really know. But then in Requiem, we see bones of people that died. And I think you see a gunshot, like, bullet as well. And I think maybe the guy, I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played 2. But, and then you have Leon and he sits there and he's like, I'm so sorry. I couldn't save you, but I'm not going to let it happen again. Like, just that moment of, like, Leon was so humanized in that moment. And I made a tweet that, because my favorite character was Ethan. Because Ethan was just, like, so, like, people are like, Ethan's bland. He's like, he does corny jokes. I'm like, but when Leon does it, it's okay. Now I get it. It's like Leon has this, like, aura to him. He's like, he's campy, but he's also cool. But in Requiem, it humanized him. And those moments of, like, he uses humor to kind of deflect from this really horrible thing is happening. I'm going to make a joke about it. I'm going to deflect. But then in Requiem, it's like, you kind of can't deflect anymore. Like, you're in the place where it happened. That's why Requiem is a song for the dead. Like, this is his, like, moment. This was his song. He needed to address his trauma. And I think the Mr. X scene is like that, where he's like, I couldn't save with him, but I can stop you from it I can stop you so it doesn't happen again. Like, that moment is like, yes, this is what I need. And then Grace's sections, she's just fucking scared. Like, she's an analyst. So it's like, why is the analyst doing this? And then people are theory crafting that, like, the FBI director was, like, the one that, like, he's in on it, which is always possible. But, like, it's just the little things about Requiem that I like. And you could definitely tell, very similar to me, like, I'm comparing myself to Requiem. Prepare yourself. For me, where it's like you take what made you great. You take the things that people love about you, and you tweak them, and you make them better. That's what I... Oh, I'm not making that comparison. Rewind it. Let's try to save it. I see my life in this franchise. I see the different parts of the different games, where I was mentally, where I was, like, with my friends and my relationships. I see that. And then Requiem is kind of the same thing, where it's like you see how far the franchise has come. Because you do have those moments of like Resident Evil 1 where it's like you get kind of trapped in this like building and with like no way out. You get Resident Evil 2, which the Rhodes Hill section is just Resident Evil 2. It's just that. And then you have like moments of 4 with Leon sections. And then you have Resident Evil 5 where it's like the kind of the goofy, campy, which has all been goofy and campy. And then you have like 6 where it's like no one wants to talk about that. But, you know, we got to talk about, you know, certain things, which I feel like they kind of just ignored 6, which is a good call in my opinion. And then 7. And then it's like 7, which I've always said not only saved Resident Evil, but it saved Capcom. You have Grace's section where you can play it all in first person, which is like, I feel like Grace's parts are meant to be played in first person. And then Leon's is in third person. I feel like I was like, I'm clever in doing that. But it's like, no, it's literally what everyone else did. You're not special. But yeah, I can gush more. Like, I'm not a reviewer, so I'm not going to sit there and like have my thoughts written out. There is a complaint that people have, which I think is a silly complaint, where people are like, it's $70. Why am I only getting 12 hours of gameplay? Since when that was that a big deal? Games are so bloated. That's a whole nother tangent for a whole nother day. But I just want to say I disagree with that. I disagree with that take entirely. Like, I'd rather a game be full quality, $70 than a bloated $70 adventure. But I digress. I'm not getting into that. I love Resident Evil. And I love the fact that I was able to, very similar to Dark Souls 3, which got me into the Dark Souls community, I was actually one of those veterans talking about Resident Evil with people and how much I love the franchise and what my favorites were, where I think the story's going to go, where like the twist. I thought Leon was going to kill himself at the end because I thought he was going to sacrifice, that they were going to get the cure. And it was going to be like, oh, he's either going to save himself or he's going to save Grace. And it's like, nope, that wasn't it. Because, well, side tangent here. When I was working, one of the customers came in and we were talking about Resident Evil, and the customer's friend was like, he's like, yeah, this one guy played it and he cried at the end. I was like, great, Leon's dead. He's like, you don't know that. I'm like, I do, because the last time people cried at an ending of a Resident Evil game, Ethan Winters died. Spoiler alert for Resident Evil Village, by the way. But I love this franchise, man. I really do. And I'm so thankful that I have it. And I'm so thankful that I can just share this love with people. And like, one thing about this series that I'm really proud about is that if you've been with me long enough, you know how inconsistent I am. Like, I am. And it's just something I've always wanted to get better at. When I did Requiem, you know how many days I missed, like, genuinely, between like making short form content and long form content? You know how many days I missed between the first episode to the finale? I missed one day. I've never done that. I'm going to pat myself on the back. I'm proud. I'm proud of myself. Like, the nights were rough because, like, I would come home from work. I would play Resident Evil for an hour, maybe an hour and 20, and I would edit it immediately after. And then I would edit, you know, all the way to the late night, and I would have to render it so it's ready to be uploaded. That would take me until 2, 3 in the morning, and I had to be up at 7:30, like now. And then I would make a thumbnail when I'm ready to go to work. Like, I would upload it, make the thumbnail, make sure it's finished, and then I would, you know, private it, and then I would go to work, and then I would upload it when I'm at work. Come home, rinse, repeat. It was like 6 days in a row that I would do that. And I love it. I love it. I love doing this. I love making content. And I'm not a big YouTuber by any means. And I know, like, for all intents and purposes, this is a failure. Why should I keep doing it? But I can't quit. I can't quit doing this. I just can't. I love making content so much. Whether it be streams, short form content, long form content. Like, I love it. Like I said in my update video, I think I'm good at this. I'm not great. Definitely some room for improvement, for sure. But I think I'm good at this. And I got that from my mom. Of like, not quitting. I can't quit this. I go to work and this is all I want to do. I just want to make videos. And like, yeah, the views aren't there, but I've always said if I can have one person, if I can give a reason for one person to keep going. I'm not saying like I'm out here saving lives, but like during Requiem, I had people message me and be like, man, I can't wait for your next episode, dude. I'm so excited. That was enough to keep me going. In moments like in my old series is like I would take days or weeks off. That didn't. I was like, I need to keep going. But it didn't feel like work. I was like, I want to make their day better. I want to make each episode better and better and better. Because that's what this person wants. And then after it was over, the person messaged me and they were like, dude, it was a blast. I loved every episode. I loved watching you play it. I don't know if he was being real or not, but he was like, now I'm going to have to go watch someone worse play it. I was like, bro, like that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. But I'm gonna take it as a compliment. So thank you. And I'm gonna end it on this just real quick because I've taken up too much of your time. But if you're new and if you've watched any of my short form content, like my shorts or my TikToks, or if you've watched any of my long form content, like if you watched the Requiem series and you got any sort of enjoyment out of it, or if you even for a moment was like, I want to see what that Chan guy's up to, or if you messaged me and you were like, hey, like I can't wait for the next episode. Hey, your TikTok that you made was really funny. Oh man, I can't wait to see how you react to that. What do you think about this? I really appreciate it. So thank you. Genuinely from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And like I said, I love doing this and I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to go. It's really long and I just like to yap. So I've taken up enough of your time. So I'm going to get off here. Thank you. Until next time, guys, this is AgentBlackieChan signing off.